Hi there, it's Michelle, and today I want to do a mindful weigh-in on the good old days. And how this came up was I was actually driving home from a dinner meeting last week, and I heard a song on the radio, and the lyrics were, "Nobody told me these were going to be the good old days." And I thought, how true. And it seems so fitting because on that particular day, I caught myself kind of going to some past things, and so it seemed to really stand out. Now, I'm going to take you on a short ride of the crazy train that is my brain. So buckle up. Not to worry, it's not a long ride, so it's not as scary as it can sometimes be. So what brought me back to the past was one of my younger doctors had his Apple Watch on, and we were talking about how cool it was. And I was like, do you know that that is not as cool as like back in the 80s when like Knight Rider would be like, "Kid, come around front." So I was cracking myself up. And he seemed to have no idea what I was talking about. But then I started thinking about the 80s, and I started thinking about high school. And remember how big our hair was? Like you would like spray it when you would hold it up. Well, back in my high school, there was what was called the Clairol Clique, and those were like the cool girls, and I was not part of that. And so then my brain went to, well, of course you weren't part of that because you were so fat in third grade. And I was like, whoa, put the brakes on. I can see what you're doing here, okay? And so, well, telling the story of your past is a whole nother mindful weigh-in. But for today, I want to remind you that our lower brain, the way it's designed, one of the components is that it likes to be efficient. So it's super easy to go to our past. Now, where that gets to be a little tricky is if you're trying to accomplish a new goal, because your brain is going to want to go to your past to see how it was that was done, find evidence for how it was done. But the thing is, if it's a new goal, that means you haven't done it in the past. So it's not going to find any evidence. And then what typically happens for a lot of people is they go into default thinking, right? So the next thing is, I don't know how to do it. And then you kind of just stop. But what if you asked yourself, I wonder what I might do if I thought I could do that. Now, here's what it's going to look like, okay? So let's say you are trying to cut back on drinking. Your brain is going to go to, you can never fall asleep without a glass or two or three of wine. Or if you're trying to lose weight, you might tell yourself, like, I've never lost weight and been able to keep it off. Or if you're looking for a new job, maybe you're like, I've never made hundreds of thousands of dollars. I don't know how. Now, I don't know how is one of the biggest dream stealers there is, my friends. Instead, this week, I want you to be more mindful. Like, just take a guess. Like, if you maybe thought you knew how to do it, what would you do? Or if that's too much of a stretch, then even think about, like, if you know a person who has accomplished this goal, what do you think maybe they did? And I'm going to let you in on a secret. There's one guaranteed way that you can find out what to do. You start doing something. Now, it may not be the right answer right off the bat, but you'll learn from it. And then you try again, and then you learn from it, and you try again, and you learn from it. And you know what? These are the good old days, because with each attempt and with each thing you learn, you move closer to becoming the person that you want to be. So let me know for sure if you guys have any questions, because I know I've had some feedback that you're digging some of the concepts here. And don't forget, I also offer free mini sessions. So if there is something that maybe you want a little more clarification on, or if there's a new goal that you're kind of stuck getting going with, then just hop on the call. It's like a 25-minute call. I'll put the link down below. And remember, I don't know how is not an answer. Be more mindful this week when you catch yourself saying that. And just think of maybe, what could I do to really make these the good old days? Okay, everyone, have a great week, and we'll see you soon. Take care.